organization supporting our women to pave the way for them to have a global presence by creating mentorships, online resources, and training them about standards, global standards and regulatory compliance, for example, like that. So mentorships, and then also we have used analytics, like studying the behavior of our consumers. So most of our artisans, for example, they have combined, they have created products that speaks of our culture and craftsmanship. And they combine innovation and tradition with this one. But overall, in closing, I can say that knowledge is becoming more and more shifting to connection. Technology is getting better. It's a powerful thing. It's getting better every day. But technology can be coupled. So what I think, what I think is powerful is human connection. So if we combine both human connection and technology, then I think it's exponentially powerful and great things will happen.
So no, that's really great, because to understand from islands, like 1,000 islands are there, and each island has their local self-government, and the whole thought process that the ecosystem of these islands are not only trying to create businesses in the island, but also trying to export services. If you go to US or to Europe, you will see a lot of your community members are basically into a lot of jobs there and all that. So a lot of money coming in, and which is bringing the whole value of entrepreneurship from that side. Should we, that's the whole case, or how are you looking at the credit side?
Yes, we are in this area, like effective strategies, for example, on how we leverage this one. We try to practice cultural sensitivity and adaptation, of course. So when our entrepreneurs, the women entrepreneurs, are going to the United States, for example, they undergo training and learning compliance standards like the FDA, and then the same with the European markets. EU has given the general schemes, that they call it the GSP+, which give the markets in the Philippines, that's a bilateral and multilateral agreements between EU and the Philippines that reduce the tariff and tax incentives as well that we can export there. So as long as we have they call it the CE, the Community European standards, then we can export there. So other than leveraging, of course, on the bilateral trading agreements, and also another is building local partnership to regulate the local laws. If we partner with local partnership, for example, in the Southeast Asian markets, we try to know the local customs. We try to know how communication works, the aesthetics and all that, and we try to apply that in the way they reach the global market. So the same also in Dubai, when Jollibee, for example, they have created a certified halal foods in order to adapt to the local practices and values.
No, thank you so much, Phoebe, and that's basically, I urge all of you, all women entrepreneurs here, to speak to Phoebe, to Camilla, Shirley, and everyone to see that how you can promote your business in their country. Reason being why we are saying it that, like Phoebe, I always feel in ABWCI, she's our first guardian. She's the first port of call if you want to supply your services or goods to Philippines. Make sure you speak to her and see how you can locally collaborate as such. Shirley, I will move on to Iqbal first and then I'll come to you. Yeah. So Iqbal, from the perspective, because we were talking about international trade and your whole emphasis is on connection, networking, international trade, how should we collaborate more on the regional trade? Because really I'm telling you, if you look at Bangladesh, Bangladesh supplies more, goods to US, to Europe, than to India, and India to, Nepal or Sri Lanka and all that, vice versa. So there has been a huge trade gap between the region. And how should we promote that? That's one. The second is why there is a trust deficit in this whole, this whole cross-border regional trade? So these are two questions I want you to address.
Thank you, Parul. I suppose the neighboring agreements and the multilateral mechanisms that we have, including the BIMSTEC and the ASEAN, we have been working very closely with these engagements, especially the BIMSTEC after SARC was dismantled. In Bangladesh, in the case of Bangladesh, we realized that, especially in the area of garments and textiles, due to the cost of labor being much lesser expensive than in India, that was one of the factors why the market has been picked up, number one. Number two is there are a lot of these free trade agreements that they are using. For example, there are certain countries like, let's say, Bahrain, who has a free trade agreement with the United States. So there are a lot of these people, who are using those kind of platforms to produce something and then, see that the origin comes from there and then goes to those countries. So we in India need to start working on these kind of mechanisms and utilize those free trade and the multilateral agreements that we have with different countries to enable such kind of mechanisms. And also I believe that the platforms like UBUNTU, if they are able to create this generation of women entrepreneurs who can be there and to build people-to-people relations. Today it's nice to see from Philippines, from Nepal, and from Canada, from Armenia, from Iraq, from Libya, they are here. So I believe that this people-to-people connect is important for businesses to start enabling. For example, we have from Libya a team that has come. They are having a lot of boutiques there, and now they are in Bangalore to locate and identify women who can work with them on the textile sector. So I believe these kind of partnerships are important. And when people-to-people connect happens, then we are also able to provide inputs to the respective ministries for drafting those free trade agreements and the needs that are required and the gaps that are there for us to enable successfully. I think that's very important to have.
So do you see that, because I am, sitting here, I was just thinking, because we run an International Chamber of Commerce for Women. I want to propose that we all come together as regional trade members. We have Sri Lanka, we have Nepal, we have, Bangladesh and all these countries. We can start an incubator for the regional trade. Because the reason is that, this regionally, we are not actively collaborating from that perspective. So that's, we can have a discussion on that. And we can also build trust from that perspective.
In fact, we did this 2 months back in Thailand with the Indian women and the Thai women. They joined up and initiated something as a part of the BIMSTEC initiative.
Okay.
And the BIMSTEC secretariat was very happy to initiate these kind of things because especially the Indian side now we have the Secretary General who's from here, who's very much positive about initiating these kind of things. And of course, India can take the leadership because we are the largest, I think the largest populated ones in the whole group and the one that can take this forward. And I think this would be a very big welcome.
Yeah, no, that definitely, that will be good. Thank you so much. Shirley, now to you because, I went from there. So, from Sri Lanka, because if you look at the literacy rate of Sri Lanka, very high. But a lot of focus is on job creation. Why not entrepreneurship or wealth creation? Because I always say that, when it comes to the focus issue of wealth creation, it's through entrepreneurship, okay? Why the focus is not on entrepreneurship and what are the gaps? What are the things which are not really working out and how can we help? We help means that, together, when we're talking about the large consortium, we can help you in Sri Lanka.
Thank you very much. First of all, let me thank the UBUNTU Association for inviting me as panelist and giving me a chance to share the status of the women entrepreneurs in our country where we can network and resources. So as for your question, yes, Sri Lanka has a very high literacy rate. When you, in between 15 and 24 years of age, the girls, the literacy rate is 99.14. So, but I'm going to tell you something that will, you may wonder why. But we always say women entrepreneurs, they lack education. They lack this, they have these constraints. But when our literacy rate is so high, why is that? Because in families, those days it was only the males who were supported to get educated. They felt the son has to do a good job or a business. But now equal facilities are given to both girls and boys. And we have seen tendency for girls are more educated. They are more focused in education. Whereas sometimes men, the boys, they get distracted with
money and jobs. But still, why is our women entrepreneurs having so many concerns? Because in a family, when the girls are educated, parents never encourage them to take into business. They always encourage them to become a professional, work for a company where you get a regular salary, regular perks, regular working hours. It is the uneducated girl who has not passed the exam, they will encourage them to start a business. And she will think they will start something on her own. So this girl lacked education. So we have a lot of such people nowadays as women entrepreneurs. But nowadays, of course, in Colombo, cities like Colombo, there are educated women who come into business because they know how to market, they are good in IT literacy, so but in other parts of the country, most of the women entrepreneurs are having so many constraints. You know, they have lack of education, the lack of, they have social constraints, they have financial issues, they lack of managing the business, lack of financial education, and also they are not prepared in accessing digital platforms to market their products. So marketing issues are also there. So this is the situation in Sri Lanka, and unfortunately because of the country situation, the government is not geared to support new start-up funds, etc. to the entrepreneurs. Anyhow, they can't. So now, it has become the duty of our chambers like us to support them. The chambers also not very rich, you know. So we have to depend on donors. So I like to take this opportunity to thank Pramila, the SODA president, because we are affiliated to SODA as Sri Lanka, and I'm the VP, and she brings a lot of support to our chamber, through which we give support through other chambers to the women entrepreneurs in Sri Lanka.
We are all grateful to her.
Yeah,
because I'm telling you, because she was the first host who brought a lot of chambers from India, Nepal, Bangladesh, Sri Lanka, Pakistan together. And when ma'am was talking about, Ratna Prabha ma'am was talking about the whole, international integration and this international, regional integration and trade, Pramila was the one who brought this whole, thought process. So good that you're mentioning Pramila.
Because now, in the future, with her support, now we have been able to give a knowledge package to our women entrepreneurs through the regional chambers that are connected to us. We are planning to train about 5,000 women in Sri Lanka through her support scheme, where we will be knowledge package in the sales, where we will be technology knowledge, financial knowledge, how to manage finances, access to digital platform, training them so that they could start product and become successful businessmen. So
Great. Ma'am, really good, Shelly, to understand the whole thought process of Sri Lanka. But I can tell you, when the governments the intention of the government is good. But what is happening is the penetration is not happening. So at that time, not only chambers, we have to also connect individually that how can we have peer-to-peer lending. In India, through our chamber, what we are doing is, we are trying to now do peer-to-peer lending through a model called AIF, Alternate Investment Fund. So like you, if you are successful, I will then pair you with Pramila and you will put money in Pramila's business and take equity from her. So we are now trying this and we are getting great results of peer investing and the whole process. So because now if you look at globally, we have 1.5 million members. We are the world's largest chamber now in 40 countries. So now this whole thought process is how we can have peer-to-peer investing, debt equity, debt venture funding, all that, so that we are not dependent on the government as such, but we access the government schemes which are really available by the Exim banks and all that. Plus, how can we get banks to finance all that. So that's the whole knowledge which we can also bring in to the value of what you are doing in Sri Lanka. So we can work on that and we can help you on those aspects. Thank you. Now I'll move to our Canadian colleague, looking at the whole UN Women Kannada Committee, as such. We want to understand because, you look at these large 8 IFIs, international financial institutions like the World Bank, ADB, you have JICA, AFD, and many others as such. You have AIIB and many others. How can they become our partners and how they can help? And because UN Women, if you look at the whole perspective of UN, was more on empowerment, not economic empowerment. You understand what I'm saying? Is the business of business is to do business. And that's missing in the whole agenda of the business.
Well, thank you very much for the kind introduction. And if I may say something.
Yeah.
Majority of the people, whenever I travel all over the world, they have a hard time pronouncing my name. And you also question if you're pronouncing my name correctly. So let me correct some of the women here. Some people call me Elvis, some call me Elmond, some call me Elmos, all kind of names, including my government too. So to make sure that you folks remember me by the right name, my name is Almas. In the Muslim language, it means diamonds.
Wow.
Take a diamond, there you go. And in the African language, it means angel. And in Spanish language, it means soul. So you folks have the best of the best of the best.
Thank you.
Now, something else that I'm sure majority of the women must have traveled to many different countries for high-profile conferences. And you must have heard the familiar phrase, women are the answers. And I get elated simply because that was in my mission. And then I scratch my head and say, wait a minute. If women are the answers, what are the questions? And trust me, no man can answer that question. So I help men come up with their own answers, with all due respect to you folks. Women can be the answers if only an enabling environment can be provided to them. Do you agree with me? Yes. Too bad we don't have that many men here. And to answer your questions, it is very, very difficult to partner with a large organizations such as UN Women, African Development Bank, World Economic Forum, World Bank, and everyone they say. Many women are having a lot of challenges getting into the entrepreneurship landscape. Majority of the problem in every part of the world is access to funding.
Yes.
No matter what, how rich, wealthy you are, and in Africa, I think even not only in Canada, but even in India, they need men to sign up, to give a collateral. Without men's signature, they will not get any financial capital. And they're having very, very hard time raising the capital as well. So it is a tough journey for women entrepreneurs. But at the same time, I would love to bring, and I hope you also would fight for the fact that women are playing a key role in increasing GDP per capita. The most report that was published was it by Financial Capital. Hallelujah, go ahead. I don't actually recall because what I stated has to be true. Was it World Bank or IFC report that said that 38% of the GDP per capita was contributed by women? I said, oh really? So I wanted to know who was sitting on the table when they were creating this report. And guess what? Men, and men only. And I said, if we had even one woman at the table, they would clearly stipulate the truth. That is more than 38%. I'm sure it would be 40 to 42% of the GDP per capita has been contributed by women. And look at this parliament. The more women we have in a ministerial position, I know someone mentioned we have 23% or 40%, but that doesn't make much difference because they're just an MPs, and MPs don't have as much powerful voice as the ministers would. So the more powerful voice we have, the more difference we can make. And of course, let the government, especially men, know the difference that women is making. And I know, I'm sorry to say this, but some Indian government, my apologies to every government, they believe with the fact that when we get the women involved in the government, all they do is talk, talk, talk. But then I had to remind them, yes, they do talk, 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 but guess what? They walk the talk. So, cultural and societal barrier is also one major hindrance for the women, right? And by the way, whatever questions you send me, you're asking me a totally different question, always putting me in the spot.
You were not part of that Zoom call, so we changed the questions.
I was talking, no worries, but I can answer any questions you have. So, it's somehow, sometimes I feel it's not pointless, because women know their own barriers. Women do identify, recognize their own challenges, but what we need here in the audience, more men, so we can educate them, raise awareness, and let them know that, listen, Fortune 500 companies clearly stipulates every year they say, the companies with women on board are doing far more better than the companies without the women on board. So what does it tell you? Hallelujah.
Ma'am, next time more women, more men in the group, because you have to be equal. Because she's saying that we have to preach the unpreached. We have to convert the unconverted, because we are all converted.
You are converted, but you are not believing the fact that yes, women can make difference, and yes, we need more women involvement. If you agree with us, yes. If you agree with us, we should have more women sitting at the table with decision making. Let the women hear, you have to hear the women's voices and stuff, because women, they don't only look out for themselves, they look out at the betterment of the community at large to see how they can have a better, sorry.
I said yes.
Oh yes, you did say yes.
Yes, I 12 minutes. I have 5 more minutes.
Sorry. Okay. So I will let go. As long as I want you women to know, recognize that you have the power, you have whatever you need to make a difference in the world. But the only thing you folks lack is the voice. Let your voices be heard, please, at every level, whether it's the government, whether it's the high-profile conferences that you attend, even in the companies, because I know it is very hard for you to climb the ladder. And one thing I would like to tell all the women, this is not for the men, this is for the women, every corporate rung of the ladder you climb up, please look behind you. There are many young aspiring women left behind. I'm not asking you to give your financial support, all I'm asking you is provide the mentorship. Do you agree? So I need your support now.
Yes,
Thank you.
Thank you so much. I think this is really good to really, and that's what I want to say. Women to peer learning, peer mentorship, peer skills, helping them to come to that level is important, because how you have come to that level, they want to learn. Now, what we will do is we have 5 minutes to wrap up, and I have a last question, because when we meet now this year and when we come next year, what will you do in this year to be more impactful for the next year? This is not a question in your syllabus, Yeah, so quickly you wanted to share the success and also, what you want to do in that. How will you collaborate? How will you network? What can we contribute for you? That's important. And this is for next 5 minutes. Yes.
I just want to share a project which I feel will make a huge impact in this region. And that happened through innovation, growth, and strategic partnerships. And here I'd like to mention Rama Devi, Alip, because the innovation came from Alip. And I'm happy to share with you all that in Nepal, we are on the process of establishing the first women entrepreneurs green industrial park, which is a public-private partnership model, where we will have 50 women enterprises set up based on agro sector. And the government was initially very reluctant. It took us 5 years, but we didn't give up. We said this has to happen, and now this has gone to Maldives. So Maldives is also embarking on an ecotourism industrial park. So what I see is in another 5 years, I want to see things happen, like regional projects in all 7 countries. And I think that can only happen through partnerships. And this project is 100 crores. And it is an investment from the government, from the private sector, and from the development partners. So I think we should start working on such models where they can be a larger impact and where we can make a difference. Thank you.
Great. So Phoebe, over to you.
Yeah, in closing, I would like to emphasize that as women entrepreneurs, our role in the global economy is both powerful and transformative. So our work is not only limited in creating businesses, but we are creating a world for our women where economic opportunities is accessible, equitable, and sustainable for all. So for me, I'm joining the politics in my platforms. It's creating a livelihood for our women, and hopefully from our island going to the mainland, we're doing the trade fair a lot. So I'm hoping and crossing my fingers. And I would like to invite women entrepreneurs here that you can establish partnership and collaboration in Philippines. If you need anything, I'll be there. Yeah, well, let's continue to be open-minded, and as we continue to stir up women entrepreneurship globally.
Yeah, great, Phoebe, and I think that's a good invitation, open invitation for all of you to collaborate with Phoebe in Philippines. Shirley,
Actually, today I talked about the constraints that the women are facing, how difficult it is for them to move forward. With the support that I will be getting through sort of, and also what you suggested, I may be able to tell a different story next year.
Great. That's the positive note which we have, is that collectively we have to help Sri Lanka and especially on the Sri Lankan women entrepreneurs to say next year we'll have the bigger delegation and more people joining in, and there will be more positive stories from Sri Lanka as such. Iqbal, to you. Yes. Your commitment for the next year, this 365 days.
Well, Ubuntu, established by Madam Prabha has been a very dynamic, multi-organization, and I would like to see how I can support this, and I pledged my support and is to strengthen the efforts of all the women that are working here, and to see how I can connect them and how we can take them to places and help them develop the people-to-people relations in the community.
Great. Thank you. Last 60 seconds.
They leave the best for the last, by the way.
Yeah.
First, I was remiss of thanking Mr. Asif, the champion of the diplomatic and Commonwealth Affairs. Thank you for inviting me. And one thing that I would like to let all the women know, in order to be successful in your entrepreneurship, don't just sit in a comfort zone. We are doing very well here, that's it. Try to expand your horizons. Try to network. Try to, attend any powerful conferences, because by networking, you can partner with other women entrepreneurs, like-minded entrepreneurs. And remember, the power of buying power, higher the volume, lower the rates, right? So I can give you a lot of explanation, but before I know we're running out of time. Yes. So anyone has any questions, please feel free to reach out, and I'll be more than happy to share my own insight. Once again, thank you for being here, and I look forward to hearing from you.
Thank you so much. We will all be available for you to speak, network, so that's what we are. And, I want to thank all my panelists for your valuable insights, your comments. To my audience, really encouraging audience. Now it's nearly full. And we will be more than happy to collaborate, network. And in the last, I want to say, when you want to fundraise, look at your friends. You do friend raising, not fundraising. So look at friend raising. Go to your friends, talk to them, but talk business. Not that kind of friendship which is happening in terms of support me, help me, motivate me. I'm starting a business and I may be in a position to pull or not. You can pull it if you believe in yourself, have confidence, and you will win. So thank you so much, and I want to thank everybody. Thank you. Yeah, we can have a group photo. Ma'am, Ratna Prabha.
Well, what an incredible session this has been. Yes. I kindly request our founder president, Ratna Prabha, to please join us on stage to felicitate. Sri Mahesh will give the Womentos. This discussion on borderless business opportunities has truly opened our eyes to the vast potential of global markets and the innovative ways to break down barriers. How was it? Give a huge round of applause. First and foremost, heartfelt thank you to our session chair, Shri Parul Soniji. Your leadership and thought-provoking insights have set the perfect tone for this discussion and guided it with such fineness. I also thank all the dear panelists as well. Thank you, Parul Soniji. Pramila Acharya Rijalji, our panelist. Yes. Pramila Acharya Rijal, Founder, President, South Asian Women's Development Forum from Nepal. Let us give a huge round of applause for all the speakers for such an enlightening and engaging session. I also thank Phoebe David, Country President, ABWCI Philippines. Just come. Now Shirley Jayavardhana is getting felicitated. Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you, Pramila Acharya Rijal. Thank you, Phoebe David. Thank you, Shirley ma'am. And with Dr. Asif Iqbal, thank you so much, sir, for being a part of this great session. Thank you. Almas Jivani ji, thank you so much. Almas Jivani. All Mas, she's all Mas. Almas Jivani ji. Let's give a huge round of applause here. On behalf of everyone present here, I extend our deepest gratitude to each one of you for your time, wisdom and contribution to this event. We are truly enriched by your presence. Thank you one and all. I kindly request Lakshmi Sheshadri, she has come all the way from US, to speak about her beautiful thought, her organization, Mompreneurs 360. So with a huge round of applause, I welcome Lakshmi Sheshadri and I kindly request her to address the gathering. Lakshmi ma'am, over to you.
Sir, Nitin sir. Mani sir.
Hello guys, how's everyone doing today? Oh, it's so excitement, good. It's so nice to see all wonderful women all together. I think it's so powerful when women get together. And I loved everything this whole panel had to speak about. And it's beautiful to see government supporting women entrepreneurs. I think it's so important that women have an extra boost, especially with everything that they handle. So a little bit to talk about myself, Lakshmi Sheshadri. I'm the CEO, founder of Mom Power 360. So I host conference for moms. So it's a passion project that I started 2 years ago, post-COVID. I just felt we needed a space just for moms. There's so much conversation to have around motherhood. And I said, you know what, let's do it. I'm a mom of 3 myself. I live in Florida, but when I thought of it, I felt it's important that I do it in our country. So I came here in the last 2 years. I've been doing conferences, and the whole idea behind this is to help women, especially mothers, to be empowered in all walks of life. Because, when you talk about entrepreneurship as well, we're not complete if we don't have that family side taken care of. I feel like it's such a fine balance that we strike, and we need that space in the community that comes together and lift each other up. And I love what Mr. Soni had to say, and Alma, and others. I think Shirley, it's a wonderful point, and I'm so happy to see that the government is really pushing the agenda to help women entrepreneurs. And also thank you to Ms. Ratna Prabha for organizing such place. I feel like it's so important. So we have our conference, the third conference. It's this next weekend, and this weekend we're also doing a momathon, because one of the areas that we focus on is fitness as well. So the way we host the conference is divided in areas that matters for mothers, whether from fitness, nutrition, parenting, relationship, career, and entrepreneurship is definitely one of the key areas we focus on. And also how to help women get back to workforce after they've taken a break raising children. How do we shorten the gap and shorten the transition process? So those are all the conversations that we have, including mental health, of course, whether it's postpartum depression or any of those sort. But more than anything, it's an event where all moms get together and we have a blast. So if you are around, I invite you to join us this weekend. It's Momathon at Sanctuary Park. It's going to be a blast. It's early in the morning and it's free. And the next weekend is our Moms Conference. We have some wonderful people joining us. We have Kavita Krishnamurthy. She's an amazing singer. I'm sure you've heard of her. And a whole bunch of other people, exciting conversations. So if you're in Bangalore, join us and check out Mom Power 360. And we hope to support women, mothers in your whatever journey you guys are on. And let's rock and keep such platform going. But thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you. So, good luck.
Thank you, Lakshmi Sheshadri, for joining us.
Come all the way from Florida. We invite all of us for training. Thank you, Lakshmi.
Okay. After an enriching discussion in our first session, it's time to move forward for the second session of the day. The topic for the session is fostering business collaboration, trade and investment between countries. In an increasingly globalized world, fostering collaboration across borders is vital for economic growth and innovation. This session will delve into strategies, opportunities and challenges in building strong international partnership to drive trade and investment. To lead this insightful session, we are honored to have Mr. Nitesh K. Patil as the session chair. Please give a huge round of applause. Mr. Patil is an accomplished IAS officer and the director of MSME Department of Industries and Commerce, Government of Karnataka. His extensive experience in driving policy and facilitating industrial growth makes him the perfect guide for this discussion. A warm welcome to you, sir. Joining him, we have a distinguished panel of 6 experts who bring a wealth of knowledge and diverse perspectives to the table. I kindly request Ms. Vade to stage with a huge round of applause. Commissioner South Asia Global Victoria State Government of Victoria, Australia. She has come all the way from Australia. Ladies, please give a huge round of applause for Vade. Up next, we have Hannah, Director of Czech Trade Promotion Agency, Bangalore. Hannah? Yes. The next panelist is Dr. Rajan Sudesh Ratna, Deputy Head United Nations, SAP, New Delhi. Dr. Rajan Sudesh Ratna, on stage, please. Halma Tastan, Attorney at Law, from Turkey. I kindly request ma'am to please join us on stage. Along with Ashken PRO founder and CEO, Republic of Armenia. So huge round of applause for Ashken also. And we have another panelist who is going to join with us in a few minutes. That's Shabina Sultana. She's on the way. Yes. No? Oh, she has come. Huge round of applause. Honorary Consul of the Republic of Tunisia. Over to Nitesh K. Patil, sir.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for being here today for the panel discussion on fostering business collaboration, trade and investment between countries. My name is Nitesh Patil, Director, MSME, Government of Kannada. So I will be chairing this session for this engaging conversation. Nice to see almost all chairs are full. As we know, for setting the context, we are sitting at crossroads of globalization. See, the importance of international trade and investment cannot be overstated. See, we have a rich experience on the panelists today. So they are all bringing their unique strengths and opportunities to the table. By fostering international collaboration between these nations, we will unlock for our women entrepreneurs a new market. We will share the innovative practices and also drive sustainable economic growth. See, as you all know, India has almost 3.06 crore MSMEs, and Karnataka alone has almost 17.5 lakh MSMEs with 20,000 crore of investment and almost 1.62 crore of employment generated. Globally, the GDP of MSMEs is contributing almost 50%, and in India it is around 30%. So India, with its booming economy and it has vast market potential, it seeks to enhance its trade ties with the other countries, and all the other countries are very, very eager to collaborate with India on technology and manufacturing. I actually thank Ratna Prabha Madam for giving this wonderful opportunity, and also during Madam's tenure as Chief Secretary of Government of Karnataka, Karnataka actually started giving women parks in Kannada, exclusive women parks to establish industries, and now they are booming with activity. And also as the founder president, now UBUNTU almost has like 22,000 women entrepreneurs under its umbrella. And also during the Madam, the government of Karnataka started giving interest at 4% into women entrepreneurs. So that's also like no other state is giving such at a low interest rate. So Karnataka has done under Madam. And now again we are also doing 6 months hand-holding program to women entrepreneurs. There also we are collaborating with the Government of India, RAM program also, UBUNTU and Government of Karnataka. We are collaborating for all the capacity buildings for women entrepreneurs. So in this session, so we will be talking about how to strengthen the collaboration, the strategies for enhancing the trade relations and reducing the barriers to entry, opportunities for investment in key sectors such as technology, agriculture, manufacturing, food processing, the role of government policies and initiative in facilitating collaboration, and also the importance of digital marketing in growing business. Mr. Rajan has also helped in actually training more than 2,400 entrepreneurs in digital marketing. So Mr. Rajan will also speak about digital marketing and its importance, and also all the success stories we would like to talk. So we have a great panelist who bring wealth of experience and diverse perspectives to this table. So without further ado, let's begin our discussion. So I request our panelists, so starting with Ms. Michelle Wade, Commissioner South Asia, Global Victoria, State Government of Victoria, to actually give some insights about the topic, and also about how the State Government of Victoria, Australia, has been supporting the women entrepreneurs, and women entrepreneurs, if they want to expand to other countries, how the Australia is supporting.
Thanks, Nitesh, and it's great to see you again. What a fantastic group and a great energy in that last session. I learned so much, not just about India, but also about Sri Lanka, Philippines, Nepal. I cover Nepal and Sri Lanka for my work as well.
those of you who don't know much about Australia and where Victoria is, I'm going to give it to you in 2 dot points, a little bit similar to Almas before. So my first dot point, which we're immensely proud of, is that Kiran Mazumdar-Shaw actually studied in the state of Victoria. Victoria's down where Melbourne is. It's only 4% of the geography of Australia, but it's 24% of the GDP. So it's the smarts. We're not the rocks and crops of Australia. So it's where Kiran actually studied, and she studied brewing there in the 1970s before she came back. The other thing, now I could either be date stamping myself or singing a really unfamiliar song to you right now, but I was inspired by Almas, and I'm not afraid. Do any of you know the song, I am woman, hear me roar, in voices too big to ignore? Do you know it? It's like the feminist anthem of the world, really, of certainly the Western world, written by Helen Reddy, who's actually from Melbourne as well. So there's a little bit of Melbourne and Victoria trivia for you to go away with. I'm based here in Bangalore, and the work that I do is promoting trade, investment and education. And as part of my remit and a personal thing that we've tried to grow, to impact and grow, is the role of women in business for all of the reasons we've been talking about today. Some of the work that we do, like you here, we recognise that the industries of food and beverage and of beauty and wellness have really strong participation of women, and we try to make sure that any trade event that we're doing has 50% women's participation in that. But then we've also noticed the same for EdTech. So, and I think even talking to some of the women out in the room, just keep looking at your industries and where you're seeing good clusters of women emerging. Then back in Victoria, our Victorian government is putting additional funds and resources into trying to grow women's participation in the areas of energy. Obviously, renewable energies is growing everywhere around the world. Manufacturing, and then the business of sport, because that's something that we do particularly well. I'm just going to now go into 3 dot points where I think we do really well. It's that inclusion point of looking at the room. It's the profiling point. So our government will not sponsor a trade event. We won't support a trade event if there is not going to be a reasonable number of women on the panel. And there's sometimes that I've gone back to organisations and I've said, we'd love to support you, but you've shown me your speakers program, there's not enough women in it. They go, oh, we tried, we couldn't find them. And we just say, we'll go back and try harder, because we won't support you until you do that. And then also, just as you talked about with Kannada government, some investment incentives, and particularly around investment in women in technology, and really giving them access to finance. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Michelle. So, Ms. Michelle has told how the Australian government is actually helping with 50% of the support to women entrepreneurs. So also we have a lot of Indian women entrepreneurs here. So if they want to have set up, or if they want to collaborate with Victoria, which sectors do you feel, like you mentioned energy, sports. So where do our Indian counterparts, women entrepreneur counterparts, they can actually set up in Victoria?
Sure, it's a little bit like that conversation we were having about networking. So before, I was talking to Adaya, I think, and she said, I've got a company in green chemicals. And we started talking about what she produces. And I said, I know the woman I need to introduce you to in Australia. She's actually not from Victoria. She has a big network of, she's established a huge company, Laundry Lady. It's about talking to one another and finding where the synergies are. So I think don't ever walk into a room without networking and finding out what the other person does. So much of our business is just putting people in contact. In terms of expanding to Australia, we sort of say, even to our Australian businesses coming the other way, we want to know that you've already sold into another state. There's not a lot of businesses who are born global. So make sure you have a good, solid, sustainable business before you export, because it is a very high risk and hard journey, and we admire every single company who does it.
Yeah, thank you, Michelle. So that's the power of networking, what Ubuntu is also actually showcasing today. How with networking, with the right approach, with the strong foundation, we can actually expand into the other countries. So moving to our next panelist, Ms. Hannah, who is again leader in her field, who is director of Z-Trade Promotion Agency, based in Bangalore. So I think she knows about the Namma, Bangalore and Karnataka and the ecosystem here. So Ms. Hannah, please you can actually tell about your role, responsibility also, and how, what specific programs or initiatives does your agency have in place to promote women entrepreneurs in the Z and as well as in India?
Thank you for the question. So I would like to, first of all, thank you organizers for inviting me to be part of this lovely event as well. On a personal note, before I start my discussion, I always like to say for people to understand the context of my role, because I came to India 2008, 15 years ago, just of university. And India and my life in India has been part of my journey as a human being and also as a professional. And I always had very strong female leaders here in my job, so I really relate to the topic, because all women who impacted me were essentially my Indian bosses, my Indian colleagues. So obviously they are not here, but I want to just show that I actually definitely benefited from the female tutorage in my own personal life here in India. So I was hired out of India to be posted back to India by the Czech government. Czech Republic is a small country in the middle of Europe. Some of you might know it as Czechoslovakia. We have very population of 1 CR people. So you can also imagine that country with such a small population has obviously much smaller economy than India has. Our major strength, being also post-communist country and part of the what you call Eastern Bloc, was purely engineering. Okay, so traditionally the role of women in the Czechoslovakia or in the Czech Republic was very similar to India, housemakers, you know. So in my country it's very normal for women to get married when they are 25 up to 30. So a lot of the women entrepreneurs would be smaller size of businesses, very much similar to model which you have actually here in India. And if you look at the statistics, there are around 12 lakhs of male entrepreneurs and only 7 lakhs of female entrepreneurs. So you can still see that the Czech Republic still has, way to catch up when it comes to supporting the women entrepreneurs. And we would not have, to my knowledge, we do not have actually a special program for support like you guys have, or maybe Australia has, you know. So it's still a society, and I give you an example. I am the first woman to be ever posted in India. Can you imagine? I'm actually the first woman in the whole Southeastern Asia, you know. So my point is, there is definitely still scope in countries like, you know, Czech Republic, Poland, Slovakia, for women to drive the change, you know. So there is something which obviously people like me and many other women who are in this post, and particularly in government, because I think definitely government needs more women, you know, need different points of views as opposed to men. And because our industry traditionally was so technical, you know, there is definitely scope, and this is also for India, for women to go into engineering, to go into STEM education, you know. So that would be my message to young girls, and when it comes to support and expansion to go into technical areas. I am, by the way, I'm an aeronautical engineer, you know, so I spent years being a lone girl in the class. So that's my, again, message to young women and the support. When it comes to expansion of the market, our role as the Czech trade is to match Czech companies with the Indian counterparts. As I said, the majority of our industries are automotive. You might all know Škoda. Škoda is a Czech car. Tatra trucks, you know, again, defense. We have a lot of the companies companies which are present in India would be mostly in automotive or in defense or railways. Again, very technical roles, very technical companies. Coincidentally, one of the businesses called Bonatrans was owned by a Czech businesswoman. They got recently sold to a Bengali company, Juniper Wagons. You know, so the cooperation is still very much, or between India and Czech Republic, is still unfortunately very much the main world, you know. So, and that's definitely space for Indian ladies, for Indian entrepreneurs to get into it, you know, and try to kind of break this barrier into Eastern Europe.
Great. So, though the population is just 1 crore, but the strong industrial base what the ZEC has, so all our women entrepreneurs who are here, they are looking forward to. So, through your agency, how can our women entrepreneurs network with the industries in ZEC, so that, because there are so many vendors, they can also have some supplies to ZEC?
So there has been very recently kind of thoughts about setting up a Chamber of Commerce, which would be more bilateral or bilateral nature, where the Indian businesses, Indian entrepreneurs can become part of it, you know, to be able to expand their products to the Czech Republic. Although when we look at the trade balance between the Czech Republic and India, India has much larger, you know, balance sheet than what's actually exported from the Czech Republic to India. So there is definitely there's more kind of products and services coming from India, obviously because of the size, than the other way around. But I think there is definitely scope, because India, if we look at the small entrepreneurs like in handloom, you know, any kind of artistic products, textile, I think this is such a unique product which you can't be imitated in any shape or form in Europe, you know. So, and I think there's definitely space. We had very recently also delegation organized by the Maharashtra Chamber of Commerce, and where the entrepreneurs were going to Czech Republic. We have very active Indian ambassador right now in Prague. So this is the dots which we can connect and help you if there was an association, get in touch with Indian, you know, with the ambassador and organize something in there for the market expansion.
Yeah. Thank you, Ms. Khanna. So next our panelist, Dr. Rajan Sudesh Ratnaji. He is the Deputy Head of United Nations Economic and Social Commission for Asia and the Pacific in New Delhi. So he has actually helped almost more than 2,400 entrepreneurs of Karnataka with the digital marketing. So thank you. So today he will also actually tell about how the digital marketing can actually help grow your businesses, and also the programs of United Nations which are promoting gender equality and also for women entrepreneurs.
Well, thank you very much, and I must again join my panelists and earlier speakers in thanking Ubuntu and especially Ratna Prabha ma'am for giving me this opportunity to come here. Our journey started around 3 years ago in the peak COVID time, and we were doing a project on MSME, women entrepreneurs, how we can upgrade or enhance their digital skills for international marketing, and that is how we got connected. COVID has brought a lot of challenges and a lot of losses of lives. But it really transformed the ecosystem of the society, especially so far as the buying, selling is required. And during that period of time, one saw a huge growth in e-commerce. So even in India, people who were traditionally purchasing and buying things by going to the grocery stores, they started buying their essential commodities also online. And we started this project empowering women for their business slightly before COVID, so we didn't thought that COVID would come. But then COVID forced us to go online, though we wanted it to do offline, in person. And we found a lot of interesting stories, and especially for the MSMEs. And we started working with South Asia, then we expanded into South and Southwest Asia. And then we found that all these women who are in the MSMEs, they have this digital gap. Many of the women have a smartphone, but they were not in a position to use it effectively for promoting their business. Secondly, many of the women who were working, who were also mothers, who were also wives, most of their time were going in household chorus, but still had that fire within them to do business, to earn money. But because of the lack of digital awareness, they were not in a position to use that opportunity. Somebody had a part-time they wanted to do, they couldn't do full-time, and this provided all of them a platform which could provide this opportunity. So we started training them about the basic tools of e-commerce, how digital marketing, and then we provided them how you can use Facebook, how you can use WhatsApp, how you can use Instagram, what is the content writing, how you need to take the pictures, how you can advertise or get yourself in the limelight by paying to some of the websites. We published also a manual which is a step-by-step guide for women entrepreneurs, how they can start with the business up to what are the checks and balances for the financial security when they are doing online trading. But what is important is also what was said. If you want to look going from local to global, I won't say vocal for local, but I'm saying local to global, then e-commerce or a digital platform is one tool which provides tremendous scope for expansion of your business. And we talked about networking. So what we did, we later on and even online started doing exhibitions of these our trainings. So when we started doing the in-person training program, during the training we'll devote half day or two-thirds of the day in exhibit. And like these round tables we convert into exhibitions, and the women will bring their product, and we will also bring them on the stage to explain, market about their product, that build the confidence. And within the span of the day, all their goods were being sold, and that gave us an idea of promoting W to W, women to women. So this training program also provided us the platform of promoting women to women trade, because whenever a woman is thinking, she also thinks, I only male can buy, but no, women are better buyers than male, I should say. And they were all compulsive buyers in the room who bought everything from themselves, and they were very happy. I have a few stories which I would like to say, because it is very important. There was somebody from Karnataka only, young women entrepreneur, and she came with her handicrafts in Maldives when we were doing the training program. And there we had women coming from Bhutan, Nepal, and other SAARC countries. And then there was an inquiry from her, from Bhutan, that can you send me spices? And then she came running to me, sir, he is asking for your license. Yes, you are in South India, can you do it? And she said, okay, I will try. And then now she has left the handicraft business and she is in a full-fledged export of spices to Bhutan. Her first consignment was 4 lakh rupees within 2 months of the trade. And now she is using WhatsApp and Facebook for promoting their training. So networking and these exhibitions, like what has happened outside, really build the confidence in them that they can do, also showcase their product and connecting with the buyers or a possible potential buyer, which can really have a cross-boundary effect. So
oh, great. Dr. Rajanji, with UNSCAP, they have shown the way how the digital marketing can actually transform the businesses, and especially for women who can actually, even sitting at home, they can actually, through the power of digital marketing, they can even export. And we heard about the success story as well. And with Ratnaprabha Madam Vision, today Ubuntu also had a MOU with Flipkart for onboarding all the women entrepreneurs with e-commerce. So and also providing an opportunity. More than 70 exhibitions we have. So that also gives many. They go to different places, exhibit, but how many are actually very active in e-commerce? So that's the way forward which UNSCAP has shown also. And Dr. Rajan, so you must have traveled and you have seen all of Asia and Pacific. So in India, for the state governments, what are the policy recommendations you think with respect to the women entrepreneurs?
2-3 things I would suggest for a government, for a policy making. I really appreciate when you said about Karnataka government coming out with a subsidy for the women entrepreneurs. But you know, my interaction with many of the women entrepreneurs all across these countries have been the financing aspect or a trade financing aspect. It's indeed a challenge for many of the women because they do not have the collaterals to give to the bank. The property is in the name of husband or the son or somebody. So even if legally she can inherit property, but she doesn't have property on her name. I mean, it's really sad, but I would like to take a minute to tell that story of that woman entrepreneur who was narrating that story. She was very successful businesswoman, and she went to a bank for financing just for getting little overdrafting for her. And the branch manager says, "Oh ma'am, why did you come? Why didn't you bring your husband, or why don't you send your husband and we'll settle?" She went 3 times and then she realized that he is reluctant, or he doesn't have a confidence in her that if the money is given to her, she will get it back. And that was really a telling story of the society as to how we see and that mindset will be changed. And that mindset, I think, the government has the power to bring that change. There are various schemes, there are various incentives. Also, there is a problem.
And I think all the women who are present here today, and they are with the mission to change that sentiment with the bankers. And also we have a joint secretary, Government of India, Madam. So again, the Government of India also has come up with actually extending mudra loans now from 10 lakhs to 20 lakhs. We have credit guarantee, CGMSC loans up to even 2 crore without collateral. So yeah, that's you hit the right spot. Access to funding is the main, that's the bottleneck. If that is given to our women entrepreneurs, I think they will do wonders.
Yeah, and the second thing which I would like to say is, many of the government incentives and schemes are there. I was there also in part of the government for 25 years before I joined. But at the capital, when you are formulating the policy, whether these policies have gone to the grassroots level or not is a big challenge. Still, this is a challenge when I am working with various countries, and I would only prescribe that these incentives and schemes, the government need to facilitate either in the own districts or to panchayats and bringing it to the attention of the targeted women entrepreneurs that this scheme is available. Because many of them are not aware, and in between there are a lot of people who try to misguide these women. Right? So that is the big challenge.
So decentralization is the way, and also the DBT is the way, I think, which India is also paving way. So coming to the next, our star panelist, Miss Ashton. So she is the founder and CEO of a company in the Republic of Armenia. So she is the role model today for all the women entrepreneurs. So I would like to request her to share her journey as the founder and CEO, and also what inspired her to start her own business.
Thank you very much. Namaskar, Bangalore. And in Armenian it will be Barel Bangalore. It's very, great honor to be here and speak about business opportunities in Armenia and share my experience as an entrepreneur. Actually, I moved moved to India in and as a professional economist, I started to think it's better that I use my skills, I use my knowledge, and start to help women like me to settle, their business. And what started to be the key point for me that business entrepreneurs, the women mostly from Armenia or Armenians from diaspora, started to ask, can you help us to find like a textile business companies in India or like other fields like for collaboration? Can you become a bridge for us? I want to say also that Armenians and Indians have their historically connection in trade, because 17th, 18th centuries Armenian merchants played really big role in India in trade, in commerce, and nowadays also the relationship between the two countries is growing, and many benefits are there for businesses in Armenia as well in India. So our embassy also developing this bridge and connection between the two countries' entrepreneurs to bring their business in a new level. So when I started my company, it was quite difficult because new place and you have to market yourself. And the most important point for me, I just got that I have to be honest, and I have to share my, whatever I have in my heart. And you have to, present yourself and your product, because you are the first face who can market your business. Who can market, who are you better? No marketing agency or no any company can help your business to scale up than you. So you have to be the first face for the business. And I started my international company, which is helping me to, first of all, help myself and help women, entrepreneurs from Armenia and from India to connect together and develop their business by networking. And yes, you said really good that we have to grow together. It's the base, and the base for the business is networking, where you can say, or you can meet your partner and you can understand what's, values. The most important is values that they have to match. And my country, Armenia, just support businesses, women entrepreneurs. There are many benefits for, to invest and to do trade. Like industries are many, IT fields and clothing, travel, tourism, and agricultural business like organic, farming and food processing, and educational field. So I will be happy to, later share more information, and our embassy will be happy also, to work with each of you and help you to just enter new market. And I hope Ubuntu Association will plan in 2025 take a business delegation to Armenia. Thank you all.
Thanks, Ms. Ashkin. So the power of marketing, the power of networking coming from the entrepreneur herself, and also Armenia has a great potential for into the tech sector, and also it's a great lifestyle for investment now. Hope the delegation will make use of it. And since you are a big woman entrepreneur yourself, so always when starting a new business there will be challenges. So what advice would you like to give to the audience? How to face those challenges?
First of all, you have to believe in yourself. As I said earlier, new place, new language, new culture, everything was new. And I was, sitting 3 years in my comfort zone that what to do, how I would find a client. No, but I decided that I have to, announce about me. I have to talk with people. I have to meet people. I have to say who I am, what I do. And my first advice will be, don't be shy. Don't sit at home and think everybody knows about you. Nobody knows if you don't say. So please, if you are just good in cooking, preparing, I don't know, art craft, or just you have a talent or you have a business like a knowledge you want to share with others, don't keep it for only yourself. Share with the world, because we together can make the world beautiful. And the woman, we have, our vision is totally different. We can see and notice everything which can help, see the small points which can help to change. Even if you know that, okay, challenges will be there always. Even the most successful businesses, they are facing challenges. But the main point that you don't stop there. Just study, learn, work on yourself, get new skills and improve your skills and go ahead.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Ms. Ashkan. So we have our next panelist, Her Excellency Shabina Sultana, who is the Honorary Consul of the Republic of Tunisia. So all our participants, they would like to know more about Tunisia and how your office can actually help us with the networking in Tunisia with their counterparts.
First and foremost, I would like to congratulate the entire team of UBUNTU, and it's really an honor and a privilege to be here. Thank you, Ratna Prabha ma'am. You've always been a figure which I've looked up to, an inspiration, and you will continue to be so. I would like to congratulate the panelists here, the ones who've come or belong to Karnataka, Nanu Bangalore Udine. So the others who've come from other parts of the country and also the globe. Welcome to Bangalore, and Bangalore is a garden city. So I guess you will relish the climate and weather here for sure. To begin with, I represent Tunisia, being the Honorary Consul of Republic of Tunisia. Tunisia is a North African country. It is strategically well located because it's just 140 kilometers away from the Mediterranean countries, and the coast, the Mediterranean Ocean divides the European countries and the North African countries. To begin with, it is #1 in North Africa with export of dates and olive oil. We are the third in terms of organic products, the agricultural produce, and we also are #3 in terms of exporting the car components. While the GDP of the country is growing and the women participation has become very, very important, leaders from across the globe have also helped the women of Tunisia, and the reason being the women Arab upspring has happened in Tunisia, and they play a pivotal role in the economic development of Tunisia, and hence this is the reason why I would want more and women entrepreneurs from India, especially from Bangalore, participate in all the trade, investments and other aspects which would be related to culture as well. If I have to really talk about the women entrepreneurs and the association of the women entrepreneurs of Karnataka, it is through UBUNTU. We've been trying to initiate and accomplish a all-women-led delegation, especially from Bangalore, even the other parts of the country where all women entrepreneurs are associated with the association and the organization. We've been in talks. We have kind of begun with the approach of creating a women-led organization headed by none other than Ratna Prabha ma'am. There have been many virtual calls, and I think we've just come and stuck at one point in time where probably we will start the composition of the entire schemes, wherein we are approaching and encouraging women entrepreneurs from all sectors, be it agricultural produce, be it food processing industry, be it textile, be it leather industry, and etc. etc. So what we would like you to do is continue your hard work and thrive on this, because there is no end to it. Because in my religion, as they say, when you educate an individual or a man, you are actually educating one person. But when you're educating the women, you're educating the entire family. And with that, we have a lot of opportunities in Tunisia as well, like the agencies such as the FIPA, which is the Agency for Investment Promotion. We have the CPEX for import and export. We have UTICA, which is the industries and the manufacturers organization. We are in talk with all of them, where each one of these organizations have their women-led groups headed by the women entrepreneurs and manufacturers or traders for that matter, where we can align, as Sir was telling, W2W, that is women-to-women consortiums or women-to-women conferences, which could lead to another stage, a second phase, where there is more of trust and confidence. With that, we begin with entering into the cross-border associations, and there is no end after that, is what I assume, and we are here to support as a country. Representative of Tunisia, to handhold you all in all aspects, with every support and the incentives are provided along with that.
Great. Thank you, Shabina Sultana ji. All the delegates can make note of it with Tunisia, the strategic location. So that can be the gateway to both Europe as well as Africa as well as the Europe. Hope all the delegates make use of it. So our next panelist is Miss Halim. So pardon me if my pronunciation is wrong. So she's a leader in her field. She's attorney at law, Turkey. So how can, what legal advice, because many women entrepreneurs do well, but many times they ignore about the law. So what legal advice you would like to give to all aspiring women entrepreneurs who are just starting their businesses?
Thank you very much, sir, for this opportunity, and especially thank you, Ubuntu Consortium and Mr. Asif Iqbal, for this inspiring journey. I would like to introduce myself briefly. This is Halima here. I know there's a dish called Halim, right, from Hyderabad. That's how you can remember my name. My journey in Bangalore started 2008. Where I started my entrepreneur journey here. I call myself an entrepreneur lawyer, international lawyer, where I focus exclusively between India and Turkey, considering these 15 years of blessing experience I had. First of all, I would like to say Incredible India didn't get this name simply because from the day one, this is an inspiration to all of us, and we learn a lot from India and implement in our country. And right now it's our time to pay back to India by promoting India in our country, and that's what my mission is. Thank you very much for this. So, as you know, the law is something sometimes not ugly, not so much fun, but then it is a part of our life as much as the life evolves, from the time we born and from the time till we die. So, considering it as an entrepreneur, there's a lot of challenges already as a woman entrepreneur, along with the legal challenges as well. We have to consider, I guess, from the beginning, right from the time you're starting to plan and do your business plan, your marketing, financial plan, along with your legal compliances. It's as important as doing your business plan, not to face a problem in the future with any disputes. And for that, definitely a lot of guidance, I inspire again from my Indian colleagues. They teach me every day a lot. But when it comes to cross-border investment, you are an entrepreneur, you have your brand settled in this beautiful country, but I'm sure it's everybody's dream to take your brand, all your efforts to other countries and make it a global brand. And there, the cross-border business and investments has a lot of routes and channels. You can start directly by finding clients from that countries using internet, digital platforms, as well as your connections. Or another channel by getting your local partners from that country who can help you to promote your brands. Or you can directly go to that country, explore by yourself, and be a foreign direct investment. You know, in every level and every channel, you have to be very careful with your due diligence. You have to be very careful with your, right partnership and the terms and conditions to have a long-term and fruitful business. So this is as a lawyer, international lawyer, what I can give as a brief. The rest is the history. I am sure all the women, we are already multi-talented in this world. We are not just taking our business at the same time, a responsible the whole family is our shoulders. And this is not only in India, I can say as a Turkish, from Turkey also, the cultures are so same. So I would relate to every challenges we are facing here, but we unite together as well. So I would like to welcome all of you to Turkey, which is the only country who has between two continents, between Europe and Asia, especially Istanbul, where you can cross a bridge in 15 minutes and you can start the European continent. And there's a lot of opportunities. We Turkish women, we are fighters, like India. We won and we fight for our rights, and we are very proud, a republic country right now. It's been 111 years to get our republic in Turkey, and from that day the women are the leaders of a lot of industry. We would like to welcome Indian women to Turkey as well, and I'm in Bangalore as well as in Istanbul, so it will be a great pleasure to cooperate with you, guide you all the way, and make our brand global in this journey. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Ms. Sally. So now we'll open the floor to the audience. So because of paucity of time, just one question, if you have any for our panelists before we close. Anyone who will be the first? Just one question. Audience, you have been great. Yeah, yes, please. One mic, please. First one.
Please come forward, ma'am.
Yeah, she's in the floor. So that's the importance. Either you have to be the world's first or the world's best.
Firstly, actually, with that question, I would like to compliment you guys. I think it's incredible with what you guys are doing to support women, and I love that the panelists from all different countries, and the goal is similar, which is incredible. So thank you for that. I think the question would be where's the starting point? I feel like one of the things that I'm noticing with what I do when I host conference for moms is that they're incredible ladies, and some of them would have taken a career break, and they want to get back to work, or they want to start a business, and sometimes it's a big, big question. And what I see is that there are a lot of opportunities, but the community doesn't really kind of know, like the ones that we come across on a constant basis. So how do we make this process simpler for these women? To where's the starting point? Because I feel like it's so everywhere, right? Like, how do we kind of come together to make it like a unit, which makes it simpler? I think with all you wise people, we could figure out a solution here.
Yeah, this is a question. Yes, Ms. Reed.
That's a great question because I think there is no single starting point. And one of the things, one of the great entrepreneurs I was thinking of from Melbourne, Victoria, we often think that people have to generate their own ideas, but she actually acquired a failing company making muesli and muesli bars on her credit card for about 800 Australian dollars 20 years ago, and she's taken that brand global, and it's about to hit India in the next couple of months. So I think there's many points. You can be creating the idea, you can be partnering, you can be acquiring even at a small business level, but it's then finding that tribe of people and finding that solid network. I don't think there's ever going to be one solution for all but we are stronger together.
Yeah, thank you. Yes.
I'll share my experience, and when you are asking about one platform or one starting point. You know, when we started doing it, we wanted onboarding of many of these women entrepreneurs on e-marketplaces. But just because they were at a very small scale production and others, even when you are looking in a very popular e-marketplace, their products are not very usually displayed. So they don't get the market. So learning from that, what we created was we created a Facebook group which is known as We Sell Online. It's a group. And it's a free group of Facebook which we have created only for women entrepreneurs. So no male businessman can join, that we ensure. Out of 4,000 women in Southwest Asia we have trained, there are around 1,500 who are very active in this Facebook group. And if you want to start, because there are across South Asia, there are a lot of women who are there. They are doing business among themselves. That's what we promoted, www. But on that Facebook, even male can go and see the product. So there are certain transactions which have happened in general. But the entrepreneurs who can register there is only the women. And we also train, and even otherwise we can do how to do the content writing and other things. So that I would prescribe to start at a small scale level. Then later on we have Flipkart, we have many other platforms.
Yeah.
Even Gem is there. Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. So we are out of time now, and I'm very fortunate enough to have the great of the panelists who have brought the diverse perspective, truly international perspective to this international conference. Thanks to all the panelists, and thanks for the lovely audience. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Just 1 second before we all leave. It's just a thought I would want to share. It's a queen to queen talk. This is Queen, I see you. Queen, I hear you. Queen, I respect you. Queen, I really honor the determination, the resilience, and that's real. That's for you all.
Thank you
Yeah,
so
we'll all
much.
join for a group photograph.
No. I kindly request Sarvamangala Patil, the founder, to please do the fire station. With that, we conclude the enlightening session 2, hosting business collaboration, trade and investment between countries. A big thank you to Sri Nitesh Patil sir, IAS officer and Director, MSME Department of Industries and Commerce, Government of Karnataka, for his exceptional leadership and expertise in moderating this session. Huge round of applause. We are deeply grateful to our esteemed panelists as well. Riza, Managing Committee member, to please step forward for the felicitation. Yes. Vadi ma'am. Lata ma'am. Please do the felicitation for Kannada. Yes. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes. I also thank Dr. Rajan Sudesh Ratna. Dr. Rajan Sudesh.
Nitin.
Shabina Sultana.
The organizers want us group photo with the shawl.
Sure. Halan Tastan. Ashton. Thank you. Thank you all the dear panelists. We are deeply grateful to our esteemed panelists for their invaluable contributions and to all attendees.
Miss Ashton.
Yes, Ashton. I also thank Ashton. And to all the attendees for their active participation as well. The exchange of ideas today has truly laid the foundation for stronger collaborations and innovative opportunities across borders. Let's give a heartfelt round of applause to our session chair and speakers for their wisdom and efforts in making this discussion a success. Thank you once again. And let us carry forward these learnings. Thank you one and all.
Sir.
After the felicitation part, we will have a group photo.
Nitin sir. Back bunny sir.
After the group photo, I kindly request all the dignitaries to please stay back because we'll have a product launch of Health Magic. I request Rachna Gupta must be ready for that.
Hey, para ikde. Oi.
Thank you one and all. Now we have a product launch of Health Magic done by Ratna Prabha ma'am. I request Rachna Gupta, founder director of Health Magic, to join for the product launch. Health Magic is a millet-based startup. Today, 2 products, that is cookies and puffs, are launched. Yes, you can see on the LED wall. Obesity, diabetes, lifestyle disorders, lack of healthy food, depression, and also the solution is millet snack. Nutritious and guilt-free snacks, easy to carry, energy booster, variety options are available. So today we are launching 2 products. So much more are on the list, will be launching soon. Health Magic is a brand with a vision. Farmer to fork. Okay? Congratulations, Archana Gupta. God bless you.
Madam, I got a bunny. ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಹಿಂದೆ ಬನ್ನಿ ಫೋಟೋಗ್ರಾಫರ್.
Excuse me, ma'am. Archana wants to thank someone.
Special thanks to Ratna Prabha ma'am. As she said in the beginning of the session, that nature does not keep anything for itself. It gives to the others. It enjoys. Same way our ma'am, she always thinks about us. A special thanks to Ratna Prabha ma'am for giving me this golden opportunity. Thanks a lot, ma'am. I also would like to thank Sunita Sundhagia from Skies Culture. She is my mentor. She always helps me. And also my husband and my son, they support me a lot. Today I am here because of all these people. They are my pillars. I would like to thank each and everyone, those who are with my journey. Thank you.
So I think we had wonderful sessions and I'm sure all of you are hungry. So the food is served on the right side. Please come out and go to the right. We have made 3 counters so that there will not be a big rush. All the VIPs, speakers, presidents of various associations, lunch is arranged at the left for them. So VIPs, speakers, presidents come to the left, the delegates can go to the right, so that, there's no confusion, we just divide into groups. Thank you.
Before we proceed, I would like to kindly request attention, please. Mature volume, Jasmine. Volume high. Attention, please. Before we proceed, I would like to kindly request everyone to take only 1 plate. I repeat, please take only 1 plate per person during lunch. This is very important to avoid any wastage as a